Sidney. Remember me?
What do you want?
It's time, girlfriend. Don't you know history repeats itself?
Last night, 2 college students were brutally murdered.
Police are everywhere.
The girl was stabbed 7 times.
Ouch. Hi, Gail Weathers, author of the Woodsboro murders.
She's an opportunist.
Be kind, she saved our lives.
Yeah, I know. I read all about it in the book.
I can't wait to see the movie.
Did you know the victims?
You feel threatened by the murder.
What am I supposed to do?
If there is some freaked out psycho, they're probably already in your life.
Okay, so you just want to sit here and wait to see who drops next?
The way I see it, someone's out to make a sequel. So it's our job to observe the rules of the sequel. Number 1, the body count is always bigger. Number 2, the death scenes are always much more elaborate.
How do we find the killer, Randy? That's what I want to know.
Well, let's look at the suspects.
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
It's him. He can see us.
Do you want to die tonight?
Is that the best you can do? Why not set your goals higher, huh? You want to be one of the big boys? Manson? Bundy? OJ?
What's your favorite scary movie?
If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will. That trailer is frightening to the bone. Okay, I'm just joking. This is going to be a new series we're trying every Friday. It's called Rental Review Fridays. Just kind of like if you were to go to a movie rental shop or something like that, and you pick a movie for the night, and then you return it the next morning. But this week, we're going to try to do it every week as best as we can. And we're going to try to do this all the way to December and see how well we do. This is a project I've honestly been wanting to work on for quite some time. And I finally got around to working on it. The other videos, this is going to be completely different from our other stuff. Like, on this channel, it's been completely different. The video, the skits, they're all rewritten to be kind of edgy. But this one is generally one of my favorite ideas, is to just sit here. Soon we're going to have like people in here to converse and talk about movies with. It's just me this week, just for a pilot episode to see how you guys like it. I generally think this is going to be a good series. But tell me how you like it so far, honestly. See if you want movies to be reviewed. We don't shy away from anything. It can be weird, horror, sketchy, disturbing, Disney. Hey, I got straight up one of these videos. We're straight up gonna review Snow White at one point. Nothing's out of bounds. Honestly, we're gonna review Rugrats at one point. Nothing is off limits. So if you got a movie or a show that we can get our hands on and you want to see a rental review, let us know. We'll get to it and check it out. But this week we're talking about Scream 2. I own this bad boy on cassette. No. Cassette. VHS. It's one of the best platforms. I love watching VHS movies. It's just growing up on VHS and being able to watch some of like commercials that were taped with it just is so nice to bring you back to when you were a kid and stuff, and watching some movie commercials that I've never heard of some of these movies, and they're on some of these VHSs, which is pretty cool. But Scream 2, this week we're going to be talking about Scream 2. It's a really good horror movie. I know, right? We're starting at 2 in the middle of a trilogy. I don't own 1, and I don't own 3 or 4. I do own 2. I got it at a thrift shop, and I thought it was so cool to get, because I love the Scream series. It's just a fun murder series of guess who the killer is each movie. This one I couldn't really pinpoint the murder. This one I had fun with, though. I knew after watching the first Scream that you kind of have to guess who the killer is in these movies. And with the second one, I had kind of a hard time guessing who the killer was. At one point, I did pinpoint the first one. There were 2. I'm not going to say which one's who, but there are 2 killers in this movie, and I don't want to say who they are, because if you've not seen the Scream series, you need to check it out. It's honestly one of the really good Scream movies I had fun watching. I have seen Scream 3. It's been a few years, but it's really, I really enjoyed it, remembering what I can remember. It was a fun movie. I've only seen Scream 4 about 4 or 5 times, so not really on the memory of it. But when I watched Scream 2, I really enjoyed the kills in it. Like, Scream 2 does have one of my favorite openings to a Scream movie, when they're in the theater, and it's the man and the woman doesn't want to quite be there because it's just a bunch of teenage kids just running around with fake knives and stuff. And they're in there having, the man wants to be there because it's a horror movie. I just love it because in the opening, he gets stabbed right through the ear in a bathroom stall. And when I finally caught the reference in Scary Movie, it kind of made it more funny for me to watch. That he stabbed him in the ear, straight in the men's room, and then went out and just stabbed her straight in the gut in front of everyone. At first, everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is a show. And then they start realizing she's fucking dying. She's just dying on the spot. And no one calls the police, by the way. They all sit there and they just like, oh my God, she's died. I just don't know why I found that kind of chuckling, that they just stood there and like, holy shit, no one should get help. But the rest of the kills of the movie are pretty fun to watch, especially the ending one. Now, the Scream series is a good play on the slasher series. It's kind of like a parody of like some of the older movies, kind of like Michael Myers, I would say. Because it does have one killer with the knife running around stabbing people. And there's always a motive in each movie. Somehow they're all related to that woman. If you haven't, that woman right there is the cause of like 16 people dying in each movie. It's not even her fault. She's just the cause of death, apparently. But if you do get a chance, it is a great movie to pick out for Halloween this year, if you do have a chance to see it. I would say Amazon probably carries it, or your local video shop does. They should be able to hook you up with a copy of it. It's really worth gathering your friends around and watching it. I have a lot of fun when I get my friends together and we watch this together. It's so much fun to watch this series together. You should get a friend or a couple friends, make a night out of it. It's great around this time of year to watch the first, second, and third Scream movies. If you get a movie-thon or just watch a handful of them, it's a high movie. I would highly recommend. It's not a bad flick, I would say. It really does acknowledge that it is a sequel. It does what it does in the first one, saying there are these rules to the sequel that you can't. That the killer will follow. You'll notice when you watch the movie. I don't want to spoil it, because honestly, it's really worth watching. And I must say that later in this series, we will have more people to converse, talk about, and review movies with. Right now, it's just me. This is the pilot episode, of course. And this is the movie I picked for this week. And this series is basically, small talk of us talking about movies like this. Fun fact about the movie, in December 10th of 1997 that it aired, it grossed about $33 million in box office weekend, which I'm very impressed with that pull for a movie that came out about 2 weeks or 3 weeks before Christmas, being not even a Christmas horror movie of sorts, which I thought was pretty cool to learn. If you ever want to watch it, I would say get the cassette version. We're just gonna call it a cassette. Get the cassette version. I really enjoy watching it mostly on VHS, just because it brings back kind of nostalgia for me. And me and my friends heading up to the video store. And this show is basically vintage, remembering the times when you went out with your friends and talking about movies. We got tons of VHSs we can get through this week. Is Scream 2, obviously. It's not a long video. It's merely short because it's just me. But like I say, I highly recommend the Scream series. It's really worth time to spend with your friends, or if you're home, it's great to get a little atmosphere going, or if you want to, like, you know, feel a little cozy on Halloween night, you're all alone, got a bowl of popcorn. Great series to start. Not too scary. It won't scare you too much like some of the others, like Halloween or Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger's kind of frightening. But next week, I know this was a short episode. It's the pilot, like I said. We're going to have more people here soon. I have a couple of people who want to review the next movie. The next movie, however, I'm about to knock down the whole thing, is Nightmare Before Christmas on VHS. This is The Shop, I call it. And at The Shop, we have tons of movies. Real authentic. Next week will be Nightmare Before Christmas, because honestly, I think it's a Halloween and Christmas movie. A movie where you can watch in both. Because opening's just, Halloween, and then the ending's Christmassy. It's like a mixture of both worlds, sort of. Tim Burton did great with it. I enjoy it. But I really hope you enjoy, my short review of Scream 2, and I honestly think you should check it out. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, because it's really worth a watch. Give it a look out, guys. I really insist on watching this around Halloween, just because it's just got that feel to it, Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the first Friday night rental reviews. I know it isn't much, but it's something I really wanted to try. And don't worry, we're going to have more guests on the show. We have a director in my city. He's an amazing guy, honestly. I mean, like, he knows his stuff about the movies. And if I get lucky, I might get him on the show. Who knows? Maybe you guys can help me out with that. But check it out. Don't forget to follow the channel. There'll be more of this. Like I said, it's more of like going back when you were a kid, and honestly, it's like renting a movie back in the day. It's like revisiting your old friend you haven't seen in a while. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the series. I hope I enjoy making more videos like this. It makes me happy. Well, check it out. Like I said, I've repeated that like 100 times, but seriously, check it out. Well, I guess I'll see you next week at next Friday's rental review, which will be Nightmare Before Christmas. You guys have a good night. See you next week.